What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Action Sunday for the new year. Of course, a bit of a change of pace for today. I really wanted to get to No Time to Die, but of course, just be patient with me just a little bit longer. I really want to get to it. I want to watch it. I want to give my thoughts on it. But hey, you know what? How's this for a theme for the next few weeks? How about I'm going to look at a couple of action gems that feature some Bond leading men. Okay, let's see. I've already covered a bunch of Sean Connery movies. You know, they did post a Bond, but how's this one for a change? This one's called Taffin. This was from 1988, and it stars Pierce Brosnan, yes. In my opinion, one of my personal favorite Bonds. And of course, hey, if you haven't followed me before for how much I rate about Goldeneye, but this one came out several years before he ever took up the mantle. All right. And of course, if you guys have never heard of Taffin, you're not the only one that's living under a rock. Okay. So this movie was filmed and produced in Ireland, and this whole story is based on a novel of the same name. Okay, that also is set in Ireland. So. Brosnan plays Taffin, who is a debt collector in this small Irish town. I believe it is somewhere in Galway. If I may be wrong, shoot me. But anyway, the whole plot is that this big corporation is trying to come into town because they want to pull up, like how I say, it's kind of like an industrial revolution. I feel like this is like part Aaron Brockovich meets crime, like something like along the lines of like a film noir kind of thing, but a little different. But of course, instead of a detective, it's a debt collector, and essentially it's like the small guy going up against a big corporate guy. But of course, this guy's like sending all these henchmen out to just terrorize this town. Essentially the big bully kind of situation. It's really interesting. I know you're probably thinking like, what the fuck kind of movie is this? But hey, like I said, it's a crime drama thriller or action. You get my point. So Taffin is, how can I describe this character? It's like I said, he's a debt collector, but it's like he's not crazy or out there. He's more reserved, but if he ever needs work, but if someone ever needs work to be done, he'll just say, okay, I'll do it for you, but how much? Okay, kind of thing. Like I don't, or something like that. So yeah, it's unique. It's like he has some unique quirks to his character. Like he has an office in a freaking barn. His home is a barn. It's like this old country cottage or something like that. I couldn't tell, but it's really really interesting. And yeah. But besides Pierce Brosnan, there's a slew of interesting, familiar, British actors and Irish actors. Like there's Alison Doty. Remember her from Last Crusade. Let's see. Patrick Bergin is in this. He actually plays Taffin's brother, Ray McAley, if that name rings any bells. And even Jeremy Child from A Fish Called Wanda, which is very weird because I'm used to seeing him in a comedic role, which is kind of funny. But hey, who am I to question? But hey, like the pace of this movie is just like it just throws you a loop. It's like it drags, but at certain points it's like it builds tension. Okay, and eventually there is some fighting, but now if you're expecting like explosions, there's not a lot. There is an explosion later on, but there's a couple. There's like one or two, but it's like used to perfect extent of the story because I'm like it's not mindless nonsense. At least this one is actually following the source material of the story. And believe it or not, like several years later, or like almost like a decade or two later, there was a 3-part miniseries that the BBC produced, I believe, like continuing or like expanding more of this character and more of the story. Like it's hard to describe, but I'd say check it out if you're interested. And if you want to see just Pierce Brosnan just kick some ass, like in like this nonsensical, laid back kind of mood that you've never expected him to be, because you're so used to seeing him be more like a Bond. But here, it's like night and day. It's like night and day. You'll be surprised. Yeah, not much else I can say. It's an okay movie, but I feel like you have, like take it for what it's worth. Like I said, There's not much when it comes to action, but like I said, when the tension's there, it builds. And the tagline of the movie is like, he doesn't get mad, he gets even, and that's what to me kind of feels makes this guy like an anti-hero, or like a guy like you like you can't stand, but you're rooting for him anyway. Like you want him to win in a certain way, and everyone else, it's like they're there, but like they do add something to the story. Like I really don't want to give much away because, like I said, this is a gem that I really think you guys might like, especially if you guys are fans of Pierce Brosnan, or if you're a fan of just seeing like Ireland on the big screen, because it was shot in Ireland. Because I'm a sucker for that. Gee, only someday I will eventually get to the Emerald Isle. All right, so. With that in mind, I'm going to give Taffin a 6.5 out of 10 because I wanted to rate it higher, but to me, like I said, I feel like it's just bogged down with some little bit of hiccups. The pacing's a little off. Also, I feel like parts of the movie just dragged. But yeah, and like most of the people are there for whether they contribute much to the plot or not. But at least Pierce Brosnan does give a good performance, a pre-Bond performance. I think he does a stellar job, but I feel like I'm expecting more. But I'm glad that eventually, like, if you can find it, I'm pretty sure the Taffin miniseries that they had that the BBC produced. If you can find it, maybe you'll be in luck. I don't know. Okay, so that does it for a night. Let me know what you think. Go on, give it a watch. I did watch it on Tubi. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's still available, but if you can find it, go luck. All right. That does it for tonight. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to my channel and sticker for some more awesome and exciting videos.